Welcome to our first episode of 2024, episode 19. We have a very special guest, Quinton Brock. He's not just a special guest, but he's also a client of mine and a very, very talented man. Again, let's give it up for him, Mr. Q. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Everything's great. Everything is copacetic.
Man, that's what's up. You know, the people at home don't know, see this fresh cut, literally just got a cut. You know what I mean? And I think it's wild that I'm finally
literally just before this he got a cut.
Yeah, I was late too. I'm my whole haircut thing, but today was kind of crazy. But Cook holds it down, man. So if you need a cut, holla at Cook.
You already know
me. But I think it's crazy that I finally made it on the podcast because it has been something we talked about for a while, and I think it just piqued my interest when I first kind of just stumbled in here. When I was living at the spot right around the block from here, and I think it's just like really unique and special, like what you got going on. Just the idea of like being a polymath and just like having like multiple artistic outlets within your life, from doing the camera stuff, like setting up the cameras, to like doing the podcast.
Yeah, that's a job in itself.
To like cutting the hair, to like doing the music, the beats, singing and rapping, and also like, being a family man and like, having like your family come in and out here. And I think that as far as like me becoming a client and like coming here more regularly, because like a haircut's a very unique experience for you. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where like it's a relationship where you commit to seeing somebody at least, once a month. That's 12 hangs per year. You know what I mean? Like, at least for me, sometimes it's like every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks for some people.
Some come, twice a week.
You know what I mean?
Some come 3 times, depending.
Guaranteed hangs. Like, you're going to be sitting with this person for at least an hour, talking with them back and forth. So for me, like, I think that this is a very cathartic experience for me to be kind of sitting with my barber and like sitting on your podcast, where like the barber's chair is so often a place where people, find therapy, and
get this interaction
and have these types of conversations. And I think it's just really unique and special that like you're doing it. And like for 2024, like, I don't know, I'm just so excited to see like the growth of like your project and how this really has a way to expand and where it finds its home in the world,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that I've been inspired by many around me, and I'm hoping to find many more like yourself who can continue to inspire me, because I wouldn't be here without them or you or anybody else who've entered my life at some point. So thank you if you've been there at some point. What I like what you said earlier was all these different places in your life where even right now, like you spoke about family, and I'm still even working on that, being a better father or being a better son or being a better brother, or, even those things are things that you should still polish up in the mix of all the other things. And sometimes we drift away. We drift and we get kind of caught up in our own thing, and we might go 2 months without saying hello to somebody who's valuable in our life, So, but if we've been that way, I apologize. I want to say hello, and God bless y'all,
Come on, 2024.
2024, we're here, man.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to text everybody.
First pod of the year, man. So, I don't know, like, I guess, like, my first question for you, which is, like, kind of wild, it would be, like, what is, like, next, which is like such a weird first question opposed to like asking about what you've done so far. But I feel like I'm just so in this mode where I'm just like so looking forward. I'm looking forward to like the future and to like all these different things. But I guess that's always my question when I ask people or when I sit down and stuff like this. Is just like, what do you got going on next? Like who's on your sites? Like top 5 people you trying to pod this year? Like
what's next? This is for me, it's been everything that I'm doing still has a next, because I'm still developing everything. But this right here, I'm hoping is going to help me develop a lot more other things that I probably wouldn't be developing, like my communication skills and knowing how to just come across as a very authentic person and not be foolish unnecessarily, but tap into those things where others could tap into later and get the best out of the program or whatever we are offering them, and they can use it later. I'm looking into those spaces where we can inspire and give people a platform to bring whatever they have to the table and also inspire, you know.
Oh, okay, cool. Like, that's what's up. That's really what's up. So you're gonna do something like, I remember y'all was having the shows in here before, and y'all be in here watching the fight. I ain't never even made it in here to watch the fight. Like, that's something I really wanted to do.
Well, we always invite people to come through weekends or whenever there's events. We invite people to come through and and just feel free to have a good time, sit back, relax, like my living room space, like my house. Mi casa es your casa. You know, mi casa es tu casa. CTB, cut the bullshit. But we here, my man Q. And the same question you have for me is the same question I have for you, because you've been doing a lot of stuff. You put on a lot of hats. And again, it takes a lot of developing and a lot of time and a lot of understanding that you have to take this hat off and put this hat on for a moment, and take this hat off and then put this hat on for a moment. So you do music. You also play instruments. What else do you do? Tell the people what else. I mean, school me, because I know there's a lot more to Q.
Yeah, y'all. Okay, cool. So I guess starting at the very beginning, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. So like,
so just pretend we're in the barber chair. You know, most people wanted me to shoot this type of stuff in the barber chair, but I just wanted to make a little more sit back and relax.
You know what's crazy is that I was getting my cut right before this, and I was like, "Yo, dog, like we should probably just like turn
do
the
it in the
mics
chair
on and just sit there
while I'm cutting your hair."
Yeah, while you cut. But then I was like, the bzz, 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 like
yeah,
the
it's
noise,
too much.
It's gonna get too loud. But then I was like, man, maybe we could just use lav mics, and then like you could like, you know, there's different ways to do it.
Yeah,
or
we gotta step the mics up.
Because like I feel like that's kind of like what LeBron does for his podcast. Like they just kind of like turn the barber chairs around.
But they don't be cutting in there really.
No, but like not on the show. But I'm saying like
you might see somebody cutting, but I don't know how much sound, how much the mic is close to that sound.
Yeah,
and, you know, they got the top
there.
quality mics that, you know, they.
I know we doing this around the way. You feel me? But like, yo, you on the way up or the way out in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But like, I don't know. I think that would be cool. Like, it's a cool element, like, and a cool idea. Or even like towards the
idea.
end of the cut.
I like that idea.
I'm saying like towards the end of the cut, like when you're just doing the razor work and you turn off the clippers, and now it's just like you finishing up. Okay, cool. That's when you can start the pod. And then, you know, as you finish the cut, then you pull off the jaunt, like the cape or whatever. And then, or is it called a bib?
The cape.
It's a cape. The cape.
They might call it a bib somewhere else.
I don't know. But like, yo, you pull off the cape.
You know, if there's other names for the cape, guys, please let us know. I wouldn't say I'm interested.
I don't know. But then like they could just start talking in a thing. I thought that would be cool. But like, I also love this kind of setup. And like, this is still kind of fun.
I like that setup with the barber chair, but I would like to have a team moving around me, because I'm going to be moving around. Mm-hmm. And at some point I might move in the middle of the camera. And my back is to the camera or something like that. And I won't find out till later when I'm editing.
So you looking for interns?
You know, so yeah, I've actually put it out there before. You know, anybody who knows how to handle cameras or is interested in, you know, helping the show development.
Yeah.
DM me.
Okay, cool. Shout out
CTV.
Yo, shout out to CTV. DM him. Yo, but I'd say that like from yeah, so originally I'm from Buffalo, right? I'm originally from Buffalo.
Facts.
And
shout out to Buffalo, by the way. They were just playing this past weekend. Unfortunately, they were eliminated.
Yeah, it was really tough, heartbreaking. Wide right once again.
You want to tap on that real quick?
Next year's the year. This year, you know, a lot of people were like, yo, the Madden curse, blah, blah, blah. I think, you know, at the end of the day, it was a myriad of factors that none of which are superstitious, all of which come down to just like decision making in the heat of the moment.
They looked amazing.
Great team. Everyone's doing incredible. The Bills we're knocking on the door. AFC's champions 4 years in a row. So we're gonna get that AFC championship and go on to the Super Bowl. I believe next year. If we could keep the team together, keep the band together, then next year is the
Keep
year.
them healthy.
And it's crazy growing up in Buffalo, like how much the Bills like mean to the city, how much they mean to everybody from Buffalo. It's really, really beautiful. And it makes you really feel like you're a part of something. Because
I wanted to ask you that. I wanted to ask you what is it like to, grow up in Buffalo?
I've lived like all over Buffalo, and also I feel like my experience is like pretty unique to Buffalo. I could say, you know what I mean? Like I've lived like out in the suburbs. I've lived like in like North Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like I've lived,
usually very cold out there, right?
Out at the east side.
It's usually very cold out there.
Yeah, it's cold, and I think that like people just, if you're not from Buffalo, you're not gonna really understand like the way Buffalo kind of like is. Buffalo's number one in snow removal though, so like they kind of get this, unless you in the city, like the city of Buffalo, like then like you know what I mean. Those streets they don't plow them, like it's bad, but like I don't know. I think that has more to do with like systematic racism than like you know what I mean.
What was your childhood like over there? You played a lot of sports, or did you grow up home alone, or did you in the guitar? What was your childhood growing up in Buffalo?
My childhood, I think I have great parents. I think that like I got an opportunity to really be a kid that a lot of kids don't often get. As far as like my exploration of music, I grew up like in this church. You know what I mean? Antioch Holiness Church, you know what I mean? Shout out to Antioch. Okay. But you know what I mean? I know where I'm home. You know what I mean? I know where my home is. You know what I mean? Okay. But back when like they actually had their building and everything, down on Michigan Avenue. So like, it was crazy growing up and going down to that church every single day. And that's really kind of like where I learned how to play music. My stepfather was the music minister of the church. So like I learned how to like play a lot of instruments just from like kind of being at home in the house. And then
I wish I would have grew up in that atmosphere.
Yeah. I think it was different. I have like a lot of siblings. So like everybody had like their own interests, and like there was always a lot going on in the house, but the family is extremely talented. Like everyone's like really good at music. So for me, like I fell in love with music really early. I wanted to play the bass, and so I started playing the bass and piano in high school and doing jazz gigs. Then I started rapping. I was in a rap group with like my boys. Okay. And so from there, we started opening up for people because Buffalo's real small.
What inspired you to rap?
I'm sorry?
What inspired you to rap? Was there a rapper or was there a song?
Rapper. My uncle was a rapper from Pittsburgh. And, you know what I mean? I always thought his raps were like really cool. Okay. So like for me, like it was like something that was really special. Growing up, just like listening to his records and his cassettes was always really cool to me. He always had cornrows. So like I wanted to cornrow my hair. He was just like the coolest dude to me. And he's still rapping, man. Yo, Unc's still rapping, man. Check out "Call Me Old" by The Lyrical, man. He's still rapping. Yeah, he's still rapping, man. Check him out later. He's still a rapper, man. He still got bars too. Like he'll out rap y'all for real. But
there's no age and there's no more, yo.
He was a rapper, man, and like I just wanted to be a rapper. My raps was not it. Like I can be here, I can sit here and be like, yo, they was not like what I wanted them to be. I don't think I really kind of like took the time to like really kind of learn what I needed to, like how to rap, and I feel like that didn't come until like I got a lot older, and just had experience and just like kind of lived life more. And then so I was doing the rap thing and I was opening up for like everybody. Like I opened up for like everybody that came through Buffalo, because Buffalo is like a secondary city. So like there's not a big corporate.
Shout out to Griselda.
Yo, shout out to Griselda. Yeah, shout out to Griselda. Super cool. They really did a lot for Buffalo, and specifically like the rap scene and like I think like the black music community of Buffalo. They've really become like kind of like champions of that. And Buffalo's got a lot of talent, you know, and
I can see
like there's a lot of people that are like really on like from all over. Like there's people that do like all types of crazy music there from Buffalo, you know, and I'm excited for like the kind of like the Buffalo art scene to kind of have more of a space in, you know, like I guess like the zeitgeist as it will, but like I think that like as people kind of like look to Buffalo and as which is crazy, like coincidentally, like if I get in my conspiracy theory mode, like with like the rise of like the football team winning, I think that like it'll shine more of a light on Buffalo.
right.
Wiz Khalifa put out the song Black and Yellow like the same year that the Pittsburgh Steelers went to and won the Super Bowl. And so like the Pittsburgh Steelers adopted that song, and then in turn it was able to help thrust Wiz Khalifa into like the spotlight of the world. You know what I mean? Probably by design. But like when you look at that, it's just like, oh wow, that's really cool. So should there be another act from Buffalo that, you know what I mean, has a song that could be championed by an NFL team as the Buffalo Bills, you know, rise and become like more of like a cultural phenomenon. Like Buffalo is on the cover of Madden, like, you know what I mean? So like as they become more of a cultural phenomenon, I believe that like the Buffalo art scene in turn will have more of a spotlight thrust upon it just by proximity, you know. So like there could be more artists.
The art scene now, right now,
Buffalo.
over there has grown. What would you say in the last 10 years?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Like
I've seen the growth here.
yeah,
You know, even within our own community, the growth, the art scene is big.
I think that like now specifically, if I'm talking about Buffalo, that like people think that it's possible. Like once upon a time, it wasn't a reality for you to be an artist if you lived in Buffalo. The only person that ever made it was Rick James. So like it's like, and that nigga lived like forever ago. So like, you know what I mean? It's like the Goo Goo Dolls if it's a rock band, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, and shout out to Robbie. Robbie does a lot for the Buffalo arts community. Music is art. Like he does like GCR audio. Like he'll like book you. Like, you know, Elijah like will take a session with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like Jay Zubricki, like all these people, like they'll work with you like in Buffalo, and they have like major credits, like really big credits, and it's a very nice studio, you know. But like to say that like a kid is going to be able to build the infrastructure to like make it out of Buffalo once upon a time was a fairy tale. So like I think that it was always like you had to leave the city, you know what I mean? Hence how I ended up in New York. Like I had to like leave Buffalo in order to like, and even once I left Buffalo and I started doing stuff,
New York was your
like,
first choice, or you had a couple of choices before you made a final decision?
I went out to LA for a little bit, just to get up with my boy, and I spent like a week out there, and then I went back to LA again. But I was always coming back and forth to New York. My mom is originally from Queens, so I grew up coming back and forth to like visit my cousins and my aunts and stuff down
What
here.
part of Queens?
Like Hollis, like yeah, like I'm not gonna say which street they live
Right.
on, but like they're in
Got
Hollis.
it.
Yeah, so like, and I still go out over there. You know what I mean? Go see them. You know, but yeah, so that I mean that's how it was just like easy for me to get down to New York. You know what I mean? Because I was just like,
Buffalo's very slow, right? Is it?
Buffalo's not slow. I wouldn't call it
Comparison
slow.
to New York.
Comparison to New York, the busiest city in the world.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, definitely.
My cousin actually went to Buffalo University.
Oh, okay. Shout out to UB. I went to UB.
He graduated from over there.
Yo, hey, he must be a really smart guy.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Aaron.
What do you do?
I can't tell you. I don't remember because it's been a while what he graduated from. But he was a successful teacher / principal / whatever comes after that, to the highest degree of the board of education.
Oh, shout out to him. Yeah. Shout out to him. Education is real cool.
Education is real.
I told my brother he's missing his calling about not doing education. But yeah, man, I think the thing about Buffalo that like makes that makes it special is that like it's like so grimy, like, you know, which is crazy to say, but like, you know, it's gloomy up there. Like it snows in May. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's cold. Like, and then in the
Everything seems
summer
dark.
it's hot. In the summer it's so hot, and that's what people don't tell you. It gets hot, and and niggas be broke. Like, you feel me? So like, I feel like, but from that, like, pressure, like, creates diamonds. That is the Buffalo art scene. The people truly have a voice to scream, you know, something to say, you know, that I think the world can relate to, that a lot of people can relate to, and a lot of people in Buffalo have that unified feeling. And I think that's what kind of unifies the sense of camaraderie amongst people being from Buffalo. Don't get me wrong, Buffalo racist as fuck. Like the people, like the white folks out there, is super racist. Like it's crazy. But like, I think that like, you know, once you kind of like, which is wild to say, but like once you kind of like step like and look at like the people of Buffalo, like, you know what I mean? Even like amongst, what I'm trying to say is like amongst like black people, like you meet other black people, like, and you're just like, oh wow, y'all from Buffalo. Like it's that same sense of camaraderie. Like the people be like, oh, you from the town? Like that's crazy. Like, oh, cool, cool. Like, so like I think that like it truly is like the city of good neighbors. Like I can say that. Like, you know
So
what I
what
mean?
did you
Like,
go to study in Buffalo
um,
University?
I studied English, but like I really didn't like study. I was just selling weed the whole time.
Okay.
Like, and I was just like
Extracurricular
running
activities.
around, like being an asshole. Like I didn't like do
You
what I
was
was
learning
really
the
supposed to
hustling
do.
game.
Yeah,
How to flip some money.
unfortunately, like, you know what I mean. Like it wasn't cool. And I didn't like. Yeah, like I would say like, yo, like, you know, like, shout out to God. By the grace of God, I'm here. So like, you know, like, shout out to God.
We just said education before, so I think about education and how, you know, how we've been kind of, you know, just given the wrong education at some point. And I see people now going online and posting up things like that. Like, you know, I've been in school for 12 different grades, and I don't even know how to deal with a bank or deal with a, you know, some type of contract or some real estate or say, you know, just recently I seen people, you know, posting things up like that. I think that getting back to like identifying just music and whatever it is that we are driven by and whatever it is, like you asked me what's next, um, is good to, I guess, identify it as early as possible and feed it to the kids as young as they are, you know, and they don't have no guidance. I don't know if I'm going off track here, but I just figure that being education levels that we have are lacking a lot. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I think that's all around the world, right? The education, because I feel like you went to college. I didn't go to college, but I feel like in high school, like I ain't learned much either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I swear to God. I mean, I'm not a graduate.
yeah.
You know, I went to college for one semester, and I went there to try to make up the credits so I can get that diploma and continue going to college. But in that year that I went to college, my lady at the time got, you know, we got pregnant. She got pregnant, and I was about 23, 22, should I say. And I did take up communication. I took up communication a little bit. Actually, it was not communication. It was speech. Basically, you get you know on a podium and you speak about whatever was your topic, and all of a sudden here I am, like almost full circle now doing this podcast.
Okay. Yeah, so
That
it's a
was
little bit,
crazy.
you know, a little bit of broadcast communication,
Yeah, a
like
little bit. So it's like
going
I
through
think
all that.
about, and I never thought about that back then, but I did kind of think about just communicating because it's important to know how to talk. I was cutting hair, you know. People have different languages. Some people barely have a language. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sign.
Oh, facts. Shout out to ASL.
You know,
You know what I mean?
shout out to the translating apps.
You gotta use those. You gotta use those, man. It's crazy. I was on tour and we was in Canada, and we walked into this gas station, and the dude at the gas station only spoke French, and I was like, damn.
Mm.
But like, it's cool. You kind of make do, like you kind of just like get the transaction, but not like damn, like I was annoyed, but more like damn, like wow, like yo, like I'm really not like in the States right now. It's different.
Speaking about tour though, do you get to go to different places where you get that problem a lot?
Yeah, man. Like I try to stay on the road. I try to stay busy.
Do you
Just
speak other
hustling.
languages?
Uh, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It depends on
Some
who
Italians.
you're talking to. You know what I mean? Depends on who I'm talking to. Let me know.
Okay.
But nah. I like to try and
working on my
speak Spanish,
Italian.
but I'm not like Spanish speaker. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I mostly just speak English. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I would love to get better at Spanish, just especially like, just being in California and like, just like meeting like so many different people, or just being down in Texas. Yo, the best Tex-Mex food I ever had in my life.
Shout out to Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. They got it. Yo, San Antonio, they got Tex-Mex on lock. Like, can't nobody touch them. I'm even thinking about the shack. I'm literally thinking about the spot. And if somebody hit me up, if you hit me up, I will tell you where the spot is in San Antonio. It was the best Mexican food I ever had in my entire life. That food was incredible. Them people, they knew exactly what they was
Shout out
doing.
to Texas. My sister lives out there. She's in Houston.
Oh, shout out to Houston. I love Houston.
Shout out to Mexican OT.
Yo, shout out to the Mexican OT. We were just watching the video. He's really good.
Yeah. He's got me. He got a battery on my back, guy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now I like his music. Shout out to you.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So what else are you listening to right now?
Quinton Brock. I've been listening to a lot of Quinton Brock, the first album, and I'm waiting for the second one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Shout out to
segue.
that.
Yeah, come on, segue. Yeah, I got a bunch of new music coming out. This year, 2024 is going to be the greatest year of my life. Hear me out.
Talk about it.
I'm putting out one song per month. I'm going to put out 12 songs this year. So every month it's going to be new music. It's going to be a new campaign. It's going to be a new brand partnership. It's going to be a new story once a month. Then, okay, good. Yeah, so it's going to be a new campaign, new everything once a month. Then I'm also putting out like new music videos. I got my first song coming out on 131, so like I'm super hype about this. Probably by the time this is out, that song is already going to be out, and I might even be on to song number 2. But even if so, you can still bump all of them. You feel me? They going crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, it had to pause?
Now we good. Continue, sir. Continue.
Oh, yeah. So it's cool, man. I feel like, making rock music is real special because, like most of the time, like rock music just covers like these like suburban problems that like, you know what I mean? Like, the woes of suburbia, or like, it's going to be all like love stories. Like we fell in love. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's all.
Did you always want to go with your
like
name,
that.
Quinton Brock?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of felt most real to me. Okay. Yeah, so that's really what I wanted to do. Cool. But yeah, man. So like for this new project, it's really different. I think that the music itself is it's a lot more mature than like my last record. It sounds bigger. I worked with producer Brian D'Amelio, who works with like Bartees Strange and his band Super Bloom. He's super talented, down at Brooklyn Paradise Recordings. And I think that like the subject matter of the music is worthwhile. I'm telling a story that, I think that people can relate to, that people will be able to like hear me and like understand. But for real, it's like the story of my time outside, just like hustling in Brooklyn, and what myself and my friends kind of went through day in and day out. it's where I really kind of learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people, how to talk to people, how to communicate, how to, move myself forward and advance myself, and really kind of who's there for me, and I think that, having those types of experiences really kind of like shaped me in a direction I never thought that I would ever be in. And I found myself in a place that I never thought that I would go. Um, you know, Growing up is a funny thing because I feel like for me to be outside in the streets, I was super old. I would be out on my bike and just kind of like seeing everybody else and like even seeing like the stick up kids and like knowing what's going on and being like, oh damn, I'm a lot older than you. One time a friend of mine, he hit my route for the night, and because like I was just feeling sick, I didn't want to go, and I was like, man, I don't feel like going tonight, whatever. Give him my bike. I was like, yo, bro, I'm just gonna put you on for the night. I'm just giving you the bread. Just like take my bike. Here's the pack. Gave him the backpack. Take my bike. Just go and do your thing, right? I had like a beige bike, so it was like a light beige, like fixie bike, right? But I reversed it so it wasn't just like a fixed gear, but it was like a light beige bike. It's like everybody, like you can know like my bike, like it's like you knew my bike. Bro, my boy went, and I think that he was just moving too slow at the time, but like he went over to this house, bang, he pulled off, tried to hop on the bike, tried to hop on his phone to see where he was going next, left up out the crib, standing on the phone, standing over my bike with my bright red backpack on. The boys came right up to him, said, give me everything. Man, this boy had just had a son. But in my head, that was like a real mindfuck for me because like I was like, oh wow, like when he told me what happened, he got off on my bike. So I got my bike back. He gave them the pack, obviously, gave them everything they wanted. And it's just like, for me, it's just like, damn, yo, that really was like, that was me, because like I just like should have been at work. And a couple other crazy
Did your boy get
situations.
locked up for it?
I'm sorry?
Did your boy do time for it?
No. He got hit by the stick up kids. He got hit by the young boys. He ain't get. That's what I'm saying. He got hit by the young boys. Okay. It was not the police. Most of the time in Brooklyn, police, they looking for guns, man. They not looking for contraband. Like they looking for guns. Like if they pull up on you and you don't, like, there's been times.
Yeah, we've experienced that many times.
Like if someone pulls up on me or will pull up on me, like they would just like be like, open up your backpack. They would just be asking me, where's the gun? Where's the gun? I'd be like, bro, I don't have a gun, bro.
Believe it or not, they asked me one time if I had explosives.
If you had explosives?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the
That's
beard.
super racist.
I don't know if it's the beard. I'm Hispanic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hispanic.
That's super.
I don't know. I felt that was racist, but it was what it was. I was on a bike too.
Where?
In Ridgewood.
Get out of here. Not right here.
Right there by Myrtle and St. Nicholas.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I think I say this stuff just to like, and I decided that I wanted to like kind of share that story in my music and share stories like that in my music about my time outside and kind of refocus it for those kids. I wanted to ask you, so
when you put your music together, how do you go about like selecting like those topics? Like when you say, I'm going to do 8 songs or 9 songs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do some dark songs and some happy songs, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, I guess like I write all my music really fast, so I write everything super fast. Like I don't spend more than like an hour working on something like from start to finish. Then I'll go to the studio and I'll like fine tune it or like make it sound better or make it sound bigger or re-record stuff that needs to be re-recorded. But like as far as like the writing process, I write everything really, really fast. Right. So if I don't write the whole song in like an hour, like I'm probably not gonna deal with it anymore. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I feel like I might write like half songs, like, like 50 half songs, 60 half songs. Mm-hmm. And then I might just only finish like 12, 13, 15 songs. Then from like the 15 songs, I'll choose 6. And then like the 6 ones that are actually like really strong. I think that like for me, like the subject matter is important, sequencing is important, but It's just about like the vibe and the feeling that I get from the music, the feeling that it gives me. I do a lot, like my live show is like such a big part of what I do, and like having that experience and bringing that full experience, and I think that that's like the fully realized experience of my music. So when like I'm deciding what songs I'm gonna actually finish, I I have to be able to like envision it live, me performing the song live, like in my head. Even if even if I'm never gonna sing the song, like there's songs I've never sang live.
Right.
Like I got like all these surf rock songs.
Would
like,
I
all these
actually
songs
do
I
this on
never
stage?
Yeah, but it's just like, how does this work? What does this look like? Can I watch the movie when I close my eyes? And I think that having those like that's important.
So would you say this album coming up is a little more? You said it's more personal than the first album.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely way more personal. I think that it's just more real. Like, my first album, which is crazy because, it's up there on the screen, but like my first album was just like, my shadow, like it was my shadow. But like, this album, you know what I mean? This record, on Broadway, I'm really kind of saying what the shadow is. The last time, these were the feelings. And when I wrote this album,
We've
so
had this album
funny.
on repeat in the barbershop, so just so you know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So like, but when I wrote this, it was like I was really outside like the whole time. You feel me? And like that's when it's funny because like I don't know, the way I write songs and music, it'd be so retroactive. Like I write about past experiences. I don't write about things that I'm going through. It feels super corny for me to like write about.
I like
a
your
song
switch ups. I
in
like the way
moment.
you switch up the vibes.
Yeah.
When you put your lyrics together, and then something unique about that.
Yo,
You have a unique
that.
way of putting your lyrics together and your vibes, the switch ups. I noticed that.
Yeah, man. I feel like it's like with rock music, it's just so easy to like kind of like get your shit off and just kind of like talk the way that you want to talk. You can kind of like say what you want to say, in a different way with less words than you have to. Like with rap, they want to know every single descriptive detail. With a rock song or like songs in general, like it's a lot more loose. It's a lot more free that you can say things that are open to interpretation a little bit more. So I think that like having the opportunity to kind of play with that is important.
The new vibes that's coming. When are they coming?
Yo, 131, first song, 131, that shit going crazy.
131.
Banging, 131. And then the next one, it might be 228. It might be the last day of the month again. 228. I'm kind of feeling like the last day of the month. And then, y'all live with that song while you wait for the new song. Okay. You feel me? I'm feeling it. And then I put out my last song on New Year's Eve. I'm kind of feeling that.
Okay. I feel the energy. I seen your performance. I don't know if it was in Brooklyn you had a performance. I forgot the title. I was looking at something you had.
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. You was on stage
at the Sultan Room.
With a gentleman playing the guitar.
He was playing the guitar. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was a good show. Shout out to Hannah Jadagu.
I enjoyed that. I was watching that.
I was opening for her. That's funny. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, you was opening for someone. That's right.
Yeah. Hannah, she's a sweetheart. She's awesome. Me and her wrote some really cool records once too. So like, I wonder if those will see anything. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited for that too. Lots of music, lots of new things. And I'm excited to try and get on stage again. And
how long has it been since you've been on stage?
Maybe like last year I had a show. I didn't have a show this year. Because I didn't have any music. I was just kind of like off. So like, it's always fun like to just like get my band back and like, you know what I mean? Like I got new bandmates and stuff that I'm gonna put together and, play some pretty cool shit. That could be vibey. So like,
such an amazing vibe when you got a band behind you.
Yeah, man. Like it's different. You know what I mean? Like it's a different feeling. It's a different energy. And it's a lot of different people, and they bring like so many new elements to the music, like so many things that you never heard before. So like, I'm excited for my mans to be able to like really kind of turn up. And Brian Demelio, he's gonna be playing in my band too. So he's playing like the drums for me. So like I'm hype about that. Always got Griffin Smith and a couple other like homies that are gonna come through. So like I'm really hype about the band and just about kind of like taking stuff forward, man. Like I'm trying to like work on like a radio thing, which could be really cool. And then I'm trying to work on like
Is that the next thing? Like you asked me, that's the next thing you want to get into?
a radio thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It's just like something that's gonna be happening. Okay. Because I learned a lot about radio and just that it's like, like old. You can work old records with radio. You don't have to like always work like the newest record you have out. So like the older records can like have a life. So like I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So where do people find your music at actually?
Yo, you can find my music everywhere music is played. Every single spot. Every single social media platform, I'm there. Also, I'm a bag chaser, literally. Yo, holla at me. Follow me and my shorty on TikTok. We're training for the amazing race. I'm trying to win that million.
The amazing race.
We're going to train for the amazing race. We turn it up. We training for the amazing race. So, yo, it's the amazing K and Q. So follow us on TikTok because that's my amazing race channel. Y'all going to see me working out.
I was going to ask you, how's Insanity going?
Yo, I hit it today. I'm sore. And I just got these new things. They're called like Y bells. You ever heard of the Y bell?
Yeah.
Yo, it's like this weight and you hold it like that. It's the illest weight.
I've used that.
It's the illest. Like it's a push-up bar. You do everything. It's my favorite new thing. But like it go crazy. It really go crazy. But like I got the 14 pounds and then like they got like all the different sizes. Like, from 5
I included that
like
in one of my workouts for more than one workout actually. I was like doing throwing it around with my body.
Yeah, you could do that.
Throwing it around my body. It kind of gives you that stabilization on the core. Like
you do that thing. And then like also I do like overhead.
I walk with it for balance over my head.
Yeah, like all those. So yeah, I've been working out like crazy. And then we're just we're just hustling.
I haven't been working out, but yeah, Insanity. Last time we spoke, I even have the pack right here.
Yo, I love it.
Insanity. You seen the whole set? Like never seen it like that.
Once I had never seen it. Like I didn't even know it was a DVD. To be honest with you, like I just only have it on like my like computer and my phone. So like I really kind of like.
Does your lady work out with you too?
Huh?
Your lady work out with you too?
She runs like half marathons and 5Ks and stuff like that. Okay. She's not like she don't want to do Insanity. She's like a runner and she hits the gym. Like she's out of this world. Like she can really do it. My goal is to run a half marathon and turn up. We're gonna do a 5K. When our Amazing Race TikTok hits 5,000 followers. So like 5K at 5K. I'm running a 5K. So follow my Amazing Race TikTok. And so. Yeah, I'm going to run a 5K eventually, but I'm training for it right now. I'm trying to I just want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to make more money than I ever had. I want to make more music than I ever had.
Say amen.
I want to, you know what I mean? Be better to my lady and to my family than I've ever been. And just be a better friend to everybody that I've known. I want to amend any issues I've ever had in my past with any people. I'm on like a whole campaign this year to just like get my life together.
So you say you're training for the marathon. I don't mean to cut you, but that means like are you on a treadmill? Are you in the street? What are you doing?
I'm running on the treadmill when I can. I haven't started putting in the miles. I'm not even gonna sit here and cap. I'm never gonna cap on camera. I've not started putting in the miles.
Okay.
I'm doing Insanity every day, and I'm doing a supplemental Y bell workout after Insanity, at nighttime because I just need 2 workouts in the day. And I've just been regulating, watching my eating, meal prepping. And I'm just trying to like live better. I'm just trying to like get healthier. And then from there, then I'm going to really, once I finish, I think this round, then I'm going to really try and start running. And when it gets warmer, I'm going to try and wake up in the morning, start my day running 3 miles, 20 minutes, 22, 26 minutes. If I can get 3 miles in 27 minutes, that would be a goal of mine. So that would be cool. So like I'll wake up, I'll run 3 miles, and then I'll go home.
That's pretty good time.
Do Insanity and do my Y-Bell workout. And so that will be my like when it gets hot outside, because like there's a track by my house. So like I could do that. Like that's realistic for me. But yeah, other than that, I don't know.
So let me ask you with this, for those who don't know, as far as music and media, like what do you do what do you do to put your music out? How do you promote your music? How do you like market it?
I think marketing is, I've been reading this book by this guy named Marcus Collins, and you know, it's crazy because it's called it's called For the Culture by Marcus Collins. It's crazy that I just like blanked on the title. But in the book, like he talks about like marketing and like kind of like what that means and like what it looks like and like what the market is, and like the market is the people. You know, marketing is the process of like bringing your product to the people. So like how do you market something is very dependent on what people you're talking to. So I think that like the most important thing when you're talking about like marketing your music is speaking to a very specific group of people. And I think for me, that's another thing that I had to learn, how to become hyper focused on what market I want to speak to. So that's why, opposed to me writing a song like Streetlights that like I think can speak to any person going through anything at any time in their life, they can hear the song Streetlights and be like, you know, why would I stop in the middle of the night? Like they can get it, right? Of course, I'm speaking to the world, but I think that, you know, as an artist and as like a young artist stepping into something and at the beginning of
your
my
songs
career,
speak to me like that though. The way you say
yeah,
like with the other song that
I
you want, the
appreciate
one you
that.
asked me to put that first, wanna be.
Yeah.
I wanna be.
Yeah, I like Wanna Be a lot.
So because
Shout out to
it
Portugal
puts me in
the
that
Man.
in that brain set like, you have to be a wannabe kind of.
Yeah, if you want to do it, you know, and even, but yeah, I think that like, you know, for me, like speaking to like a mass group of people and me, that like my shadow, I was screaming to the world, you know, and I wanted a kid in, you know, Bangladesh to be able to hear the song and connect with it. And I wanted like a white mom in LA to be able to hear the songs and connect with it. And, you know, that really happened for me. And I think with this music, you know, it was crazy that I was writing these songs speaking to the whole world from the corner of McKibben and Bushwick Avenue. And for this music, I didn't try and speak to the whole world. I just spoke to the kids at the corner of McKibben and Bushwick Avenue.
I'm like here with doing the podcast, and you know, somebody say, "Oh, he wants to be a podcaster."
Who?
No, I'm saying I'm with me here doing the podcast, and some might say, "I want to be a podcaster."
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, I want to be a rich podcaster. You know, I want to make money too. I want to develop more better skills and bring in the money and help others with my platform and whatever I've got to offer. So, you know, I want to be that.
Yeah, man. I think there's so many ways to do it, man. Like
you said the song too, and I know I can't do it alone.
Yeah. You know, like it's just about the people that you bring around you. And I think that song was really important to me because, you know, with like, you know, just like getting older, man. And just like, you know, just like thinking about like, is this like for real? Is this meant for me? And like, what does meant for me mean? And what is meant for me? And what do I want to be like for the rest of my life? Who do I want to be? What do I want to be viewed as? You know, and I think that coming to terms with who I am as a person was like the most important part of all that, you know?
You know what Nori said one day? He was talking about his music. He said, I don't have no songs I could perform now. You know, if you listen to his songs, I get it. Like, you know, And I think about that myself also when I'm being creative sometimes. I'm like, damn, is this song really for me? Or is this a song that I should like dish off? Like I might be too old for this song, you know.
What?
You know, I don't know, like some songs, if you create a song, I might, certain lyrics might be too young for me. I don't know.
How? Like Ice Spice? Like you don't want to listen to like damn she in her mood? Like
some lyrics might be like, all right, I'm not gonna go out there and start talking about even though, all right, so my character, I've never been a drug dealer. I've been in the street, you know what I'm saying? I know street shit.
Yeah.
But I've been a lady lover.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I can give you perspective of the ladies and my life and my experience.
Yeah.
Along with, you know, my business perspective and the different hats I've had to wear in that field. But ultimately, sometimes I'm writing, I'm like, damn, is that? I can't say that. I'm too old to say that.
Nah, you can't. I feel like if anything, like now, like how old is Jay-Z? Like, yo, I don't know. Like, and yo, don't get me wrong. Like, we love Hov over here. But like, isn't he like 60? Like, isn't he pretty old? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
well,
like,
yeah, because
you can say whatever you want. I think it's just about how you talk
about it. It's art. So, you know, it's an art, ultimately. So I guess maybe sometimes I overthink, but the better I'm giving myself advice. I guess if I stop overthinking, I can continue to create.
Yeah, man. I think that just like breaking it down, even how quickly you set this up, and maybe even it just starts with just like recording all your clients, just like everybody who comes through and just getting their perspective on life. And you just talk to every single person and just create that consistency. I think that it's just about like, whether it's just like once a week, once a month, once a something, so that people know, as long as it's not once in a blue moon, you know what I mean? So like, as long as people know when the next time they can expect it, because, the worst, the only thing worse than like not doing it is like starting and stopping, because then like, hey, wow, it could have really been something, but it hasn't. So like for me, even like, hey, look, like just signed a new deal with Tidal. I'm just like got a new band. I'm putting out these new songs once per month. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, it's just like, I just like want to create something that people can hold on to. Mm-hmm. And I think that even for you with the podcast and like taking your steps forward, hey, it's just about like doing it, man. You got all the stuff. You got the setup, the lights, the room looks cool. That's why I think, cook the stream. You know what I mean?
I was talking about that.
Start streaming. You know what I mean?
We would definitely.
Once a week on Thursdays, 4 to 7 p.m. Cook the stream.
Live streaming. Let us know how you feel about streaming and live streaming, and give us a like, leave us a comment. CTB. Subscribe. Like, don't like. I don't care. Say something negative. Say something positive. Hit us up. It's all good. For real.
Yo,
got Q in the building.
It's been love. Cook, man. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. You already know.
Man, it's been love, man.
And we're going to have more of these, of course. I want to say one thing before we get out of here. I want to send a message to all y'all youngsters out there. Be careful out there in the streets. Be careful out there with these messages and these and everything, in every entertainment business. And the television and the music. I don't like to blame music alone. You can blame music all day, but entertainment is entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Let your kids know entertainment is entertainment. God bless y'all.
Thanks.